Hi, and welcome back to Studio Tamara, the Mystical Paintress. Today I did my face like a Picasso painting. Wanted to show you, you can use any Halloween paints that you would normally use at Halloween. Because the virus is going on right now, didn't really have a real good face paints, and I couldn't get out to get them. So I just had to use what I had, and I had some old Halloween paints, and anyway, good enough. So I have the Picasso face, so I thought I would do a subconscious painting, because some people say they are Picasso-esque. I want to send a shout out today to all of the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, the Uber drivers, continuing with transportation for everyone during this virus. Thank you. You're appreciated. All jobs are important. All jobs are appreciated. We're all equal. So I wanted to say that. I also wanted to say thank you during the virus to everybody who's helping each other out, making masks, caring for elderly and immune-compromised neighbors. I had a neighbor in my neighborhood in a wheelchair that needed some Lysol and some antibacterial soap, and of course I had some, but I gave it to them because if that was my grandmother or one of my parents, I would hope, or someday if I was older, I would hope somebody would help me, and I just think it's the right thing to do. So if we all take care of each other during this, it's going to go really well, a lot better anyway. So you'll see behind me, there's a painting where I did my face like this. I did do my face like this one time for the Spring Pan Art Show for the Shack, the Village Fine Art Association in Milford. And people were not expecting it. I can tell you that. I walked in like this. Everyone else was dressed normal, and it was a little crazy. But, it's my artistic inner self that I have to express sometimes. So what we've got here is a pretty big 24 by 24 square canvas. And what I want to do is close my eyes, and you can look at the Picasso face while my eyes are closed, and do a painting with my eyes closed. So, okay, here we go. Are you ready? All right, the subconscious paintings. I really recommend trying this at home. Grab a pen, grab a marker. You can use whatever you've got. Okay, so if you're using oil paint, you want to dip it in the odorless mineral spirits. All right, here we go. Are you ready? I'm ready. Eyes are closed. I'm going to look at you the whole time. Ooh, scary! Scary's fun. Here we go. You notice I also rarely pick my brush up. It's kind of on the canvas the whole time. So I'm really not aware of what I'm doing here. It's probably going to be pretty crazy, but okay, there it is. Ooh, let's make something fun out of this. What do you think? I'm trying to keep my hair out of all this paint, but I guess it washes off, so put up my rainbow dreadlocks because they're fun. So I was also working on this painting of the goddess Diana and a lion, a reproduction, and I learned something. When you are doing reproductions for practice, because you can't ever claim them as your own authentic work, and when you're doing them, you are going to encounter the same mistakes the old masters encountered, and that happened to me today. Actually, not today, but the last couple days, with the arm and the mane. And the first time I posted it online, nobody said anything, and then I noticed it, so I fixed it. And when I fixed it, I made it too small, and it looked even worse. So I wiped it out like 6 times, and I took pictures of myself holding a pillow covered in fur, to get the right angle of the arm, and the hand and the foreshortening. And, old masters were fabulous, but they also had, everybody has something they struggle with a little bit with art. So, anyways, okay, this is interesting. What do we have here today, people? One of my favorite things about doing these subconscious paintings is I love to post them and read what you see in these paintings. So, some of you see a person, and some of you see food, and some people see, a whole scene, dancing and music, and some people see just one thing. I don't know. Usually I would see faces. If that was the case, I would say this is a nose. If it's a face. And this is the mouth. All this Picasso painting on my own face probably influenced it a little. What do you think? This went pretty good. This eye was a pain in the ass, let me tell you. So I'm just going over what I did with my eyes closed. I'm not necessarily changing anything. There's some real happy, very poetic almost strokes up here that I definitely wanted to go over. These are fabulous to do. They're just so freeing, and when you look at them, your brain gets to be free as well. Your brain gets to play a game of guessing. Okay, what is this? I love it. Keep my hair off of my face. Isn't this fun? Are you doing this at home? If you're not, I recommend it. You could use coffee, and you could use tea, you could use beet juice, you could use all kinds of things. I have a whole book on alternative things you can use to paint with and draw with. Remember when you were a kid, did you ever take a dandelion and rub it on your cheeks, make your cheeks yellow? Yeah, I bet you did. We all did. That's like in the kids' book of things you got to do. The handbook of being a kid. So this is interesting. I didn't really want these drips. I didn't really want those drips, but I'm just going to let it be what it is. I see something kind of cool here. I see something kind of sinister and cool and different. Like I see a nose here. And this would be the top lip of a mouth and the bottom. And this would be the eye, maybe. Yeah, for sure. Like an old witch. Put some eyelashes on her. She would need a hat, though, wouldn't she? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's not a witch. We'll have to see what the Facebook and the YouTube and the Instagram and the Patreon people think this is. And it's so much fun to read their comments. I just paint whatever I feel. Right now I feel like purple. I don't normally add color to these, but I want to. A little purple violet. I got to get back to working on that arm on that lion and goddess, and I wanted to take a break and do something fun, like paint my face and do a subconscious eyes closed painting for you guys, maybe inspire you to do something fun. You know, one great thing about Bob Ross, if you've ever watched Bob Ross, is he got a lot of people to paint. He supported the arts, and whether you liked his style or you liked him, you can't deny it. He got a lot of people into painting, and that's a good thing. This is cool. I just feel like a half of a circle should be here. Yeah, I dig this. I'm digging this a lot. I'm not talking so much today, but I dig this. Very cool. Forget wine and paint. Close your eyes and paint. Nap and paint. There, let's start a new thing. Nap and paint with the Mystical Paintress. Oh, that would be great. Yes. I can't wait to hear what people are going to say this looks like. I know what it looks like to me. It's just kind of like this cubist, abstract, kind of witchy, healer, strega, Italian looking, like the town healer, the town medicine woman. You don't see it? It's okay. It's the beautiful thing about art. We all see whatever we want to see. You know, I got a certification in art therapy, and it's so interesting how everyone can look at the same image and see different things. I am going to start a series of paintings called enchantments, where I do an image and, like, while I'm painting it, all I think about is whatever message I want that image to bring to you if you were to buy a print of that image. For example, if I want you to be happy, I'll just think, whoever looks at this be happy, whoever thinks at this be happy, and call it happiness. And if you buy prints and you put it on your wall, every time you look at it, I want you to think about being happy, or getting over grieving, or losing weight, or whatever. I'm going to call that series Enchantments, but with the mint spelled M-E-A-N-T, enchantments. So this, I think, would be a good enchantment right here. What for? This enchantment. Let's think. Put in the comments below what you think this would be. Can you see this okay? Can't wait to see the bottom of my bathtub when I take a shower, wash all this off. It's going to look like a painting melted, like a wicked witch got a bucket of water thrown on her and melted into my bathtub. Oh, and melting. It's just like Halloween. Those of you that maybe don't dress up anymore, but you remember when you were a kid and you would dress up, and when you'd come home, dressing up was fun. Trick-or-treating was a blast. Coming home and cleaning up, not so much fun. And my dad would always take my Hershey's. That wasn't very good. All right, this is looking cool. I'm liking this. I'm going to probably work on this some more and figure out which enchantment this is going to be. Every time you look at this, what do you see? Every time you look at this, what do you see? It'll come to us. Sometimes doing art just for the sake of doing art is the best part about it. I definitely see. I'm going to go ahead and paint what I see now. All right, so what I see, this is an eye. That's what I see. This is the nose. This is the forehead, I guess. Mouth. This is so fun. This is so cool. I wonder if this has a story, this image. What's your story on this image? I think this needs to go up here. Don't you? Should this be completely dark or leave it? Let's do it. Let's be bold. Color it in. Oh man. Problem with this is if you screw it up, there's no going back. You can't take the black off. You can paint over it with white, and you're going to get an ugly gray. I actually like it. Oh, I'm glad I did that. I want to darken some other areas now. Just not sure which one. That is fun. That is a very fun painting. Enchantment. I feel like it needs something here, don't you? It definitely needs something here. What does it need? Just to be anchored in a little. There we go. Yes, way better. I don't know why, it just felt like it needed that. So this enchantment painting, I have decided it's called Protection. If you feel like you need protection from anything, gossip, dark thoughts, addiction, whatever, if you feel like you need protection, this image, if you look at it, every time you look at it, it will protect you. This one's called Protection. Definitely. I'm going to have prints of this made. protection, the protector. Yeah. That's cool. I love it. Do you like it? Can you see it? I don't know if you could see it very well, but... Yep, this one is protection. So, protective symbols. I should put some on here. You know, I really wanted to learn Theban because it's like a code language. When I was a little kid, I used to love codes. I would make them up. I would write in codes. I thought it was so neat. So I really wanted to learn Theban. Some people call that the witch's alphabet. Some people say it's used to write down things that they don't want people to read or whatever. I wanted to learn it, so I got myself a book and taught myself Theban in 28 days. I can now write it. I can now read it. I'm always learning. I think you need to always be learning in life. It's so important to never stop learning. So, yeah, taught myself Theban. So I could write messages in Theban on here. I could write protection in Theban. Or I could use symbols. You know, I feel like from my Italian side, on my mom's side, that the protection would be from an ancestor. Like some kind of protection you can tap into that you're otherwise not aware of your line of ancestry or the ancestors before you, whether you knew them or not. Yeah, we're going to call this one protection. Should I put some fun symbols in there? Maybe not. Maybe this is the symbol. I really love it. I think it's fun. See, when I use too much mineral spirits, what happened? Drip. Anyways, I'm going to work on this, and I wanted to tell you, check out my website, www.tamaraminardoval.com, Studio Tamara on Facebook and Instagram. If you like my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe here on YouTube. There's a lot of other videos. I'm always dressed different. I'm always doing something different. It's entertainment and art because it's a lot of fun. Also want to say thank you to those of you that are sponsoring me and supporting me on Patreon. Even if it's like a $2 or $3 a month sponsor, helps immensely. Thank you so much. And any feedback or requests, please put them in the comments below. Have a wonderful day. If you want to try doing a Picasso face, it's a lot of fun and a big mess. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.